listener. This is it. This is Man F. Basler's podcast. I do that all the time. I don't know if that's a necessary thing. Everybody knows what they clicked. And it upsets me too that I don't understand why podcasts go. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Where are they listening if they don't know where to find it? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm working on an intro. I'm working on making the podcast good. Duke, seriously, I swear. We're making the podcast good. We don't have dogs on this podcast. Also, another thing I hate is when a sound happens and people call attention to it, but it turns out it didn't pick up on the microphones, and then you're going, I didn't hear anything. Why?
Yep.
Hey,
oh, yeah.
Forget all that. Slop City's here. Libbie, Tina, and I hope I'm saying that right.
Are you... What?
See, I can't.
Libbie, Tina, am I?
I thought I would get. I thought I would get him by now, and I just don't.
Get who?
Him.
Matt.
Always think he hates me.
What? No, dude. There is nothing but love, and I can tell it. Matt's just a funny guy who flicks off his pepperoni nipples into the sun, and
here's the thing that I think maybe is the issue, and it's what I would like to get into, if that's okay.
I think we should get into it right now, right up top. Let's just air everything that we feel about each other right up top. I like that.
This podcast is, by all accounts, by all metrics, a failure.
Okay.
Long ago, I saw Libbie doing what you would call stand-up comedy. And I said, this is it. This is what I should be doing. Libbie comes on the podcast, so I can get out of this, right? I can learn how to do stand-up. I ran a couple. Libbie does some like sexual humor,
Just a little bit.
so I tried that. I tried to do that.
Did you just steal her jokes and do them?
Yeah,
You didn't do the long titty one, did you?
but it was I would say wiener
Okay.
instead of
Yeah.
Ding dong. Okay.
So, but here's the thing, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this. You can't say anything anymore.
Nope.
You go out there, do your stuff. Oh, I'm offended. Oh, I don't like when you say basically anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But then I realized podcasts. All these guys got podcasts. Andrew Tate has a podcast.
Yeah. Still not entirely sure who that guy is.
Great guy, though. Great
So-
guy.
Oh, he's smart. He's funny. He's alpha.
He's rich.
Is he hot?
No, that's the thing. Anyone can do it. He's got cigars.
Yeah. I don't smoke them, but if I see someone smoking a cigar, I'm definitely tipping my hat to them.
It's phallic. It's great.
He's got women enslaved in his home.
Yeah.
Oh, so that is real. He is a trafficker.
Yeah.
Officially?
Allegedly.
Alleged, and he did say that he did do that. He did brag about that.
She's fine. I mean, I know she's not. We're talking about the dog, which no one cares because no one can see the dog. But if you could see how cute this dog was named Edith, you would care.
I'll post a picture.
You'd care.
Well, if you were recording this on the video, you could actually, what's it called? Superimpose a picture of Edith on the screen.
Yeah, that's kind of over us. So we could be in the background and then a picture of Edith in front of us, like an old-timey photo.
Maybe use a nice, what's it called? When it pans?
A pan.
When it pans, you could maybe slowly pan from Edith's face to her tail.
This is great. This feels like I'm already getting a tip right out the gate, you know? Mm-hmm. Panning.
Yeah, we like to call it panning.
Like
now,
for
panning
gold.
exactly. Panning can mean multiple things. It could mean taking a camera, going from that area to that area. It could mean, putting various eggs into a plastic cup first, and then whisking them, and then pouring them into the pan and making eggs. You could call that panning.
Panning.
There's multiple.
I was lost for a moment.
Oh, I know. I could see
you
it.
Brought me around.
Your eyes were like, oh, yeah.
Well, there was.
Shut up!
He doesn't like panning. The one dog is chewing on the other dog now at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe sucking his ding dong.
Well, you
her
know,
ding dong.
we're a very progressive family. So I say to myself, well, maybe I should not start a podcast, but make my podcast good. And then that's where it's at. That's where I can say, dogs, please, just do it somewhere else. Don't do it on top of a microphone stand. Eat it. God damn it. We don't usually do the pot over here.
Dude,
What'd I say?
I usually sedate them when I'm doing podcasts.
I put them to sleep.
So I say I could make my podcast good. So Libbie's good stand up. Maybe I'll listen to Libbie's podcast.
Sure.
Tina's there.
Yeah.
Well, I get maybe 10 seconds in. You guys said, pussy.
Yeah.
Turn it off. Couldn't do it. I'm uncomfortable. Women speaking about their bodies.
Not allowed.
No. But then I saw those numbers. Then I saw those YouTube numbers. I said, I have to do it. I have to do it.
He saw those YouTube numbers of 1,000
No.
views.
Quad did? You kidding me? I'd throw one of these dogs off the roof for Trip Didge. And by the way, Libbie, most listened to ep of this whole piece of shit show.
Wow.
So, wow. Now I've doubled it up, perhaps. Now, I have a few things about that I think maybe I've listened to episodes of Slop City. I think I've deconstructed. I've tried.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
And I want to. Well, no, these are things I want to adopt for this show, and maybe you can help me determine if you think these are the things that have brought you the success you've had. Okay. I feel like often there'll be discussion of your bodies, and the disgusting things they do. Mm-hmm. And is that
That's it.
good? That's it. That's the only.
That's the podcast.
Okay.
No, sorry. Say that again. What was the last part?
Your body. You discuss
Yes.
your bodies and the disgusting things they do.
Sure.
For instance, poop. Pee.
Psoriasis.
Psoriasis.
Cold sores. We
what's
really
it called
covered.
when stuff goes in your underwear?
Discharge.
Discharge. Couldn't think of it for a second.
It's crazy because it's happening to you right now.
I know.
Is that right?
Oh, I'm sure.
It's interesting, and because I feel.
You ever put a pair of black undies on?
Sure.
You ever look at them after?
I don't look down when I urinate.
What about when you sit down on the shitter?
It's.
I should have. Is this a no cursing podcast?
I would not have you on a podcast that was a no cursing podcast.
Because
In the shower, when I'm. Obviously, I do have to occasionally defecate. And that is, I just black out. I just can't even, touching my anus. It's such a shameful act.
Right. Your stank hole?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. And I think that you're right. Maybe it's the words I use. Maybe I have to get better word. Maybe anus isn't.
Anus is too...
technical.
It grosses me out just to hear anus.
Hearing you say touch my anus, and you're like, yeah, I black out. It's like, yeah, of course you do. Because you're using words like anus. If every time I grab something, what do you call these?
My digits?
Yeah, or you said so, yeah, even that's
Yeah.
gross. I don't like digits.
But look at her fingers. They're toes.
Yeah, my fingers are toes.
Okay.
Because I bite them bad.
Biting your fingers.
Anxiety.
See,
Done it since a kid.
even admitting that I bite my nails, too shameful for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I can try. I could try to come out of that. I mean, if okay, and you just tell me if this is right. I was not urinate. I was maybe pissing.
Pissing,
I was.
yep, that's good.
I was pissing, and some of the piss. Maybe like splashed out.
A quarter cup, maybe.
Yeah, just like a quarter cup of piss splashed out.
A quarter cup of piss is a lot.
Well,
if a quarter cup of piss is splashing out of the toilet, or where were you pissing? Into the toilet?
was trying. It's very thick at this point in my life.
Okay,
Your
so
urine
you're
is?
very yeah.
Wow, I didn't know it gets thicker.
I think it's thick if you're dehydrated.
Well,
So clearly you need to stop drinking all those Diet Colas.
I don't go to the doctor very often. Again, it's a shame thing. And yes, my piss has become very thick and does splash out a lot, as I'm sure you could imagine. And you know, if you're pushing something, you push a shake out high velocity, that thing's going every which way.
Maybe the hole is getting deteriorated.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, have you thought about that? Maybe you could take sizes, maybe start with something really small like a paper clip and kind of just see how big your hole is. If you can fit a colored pencil in there with no problem, there's an issue.
I mean, paperclip, I'd be a little. Oh, you mean not a unbent? You're talking like a fully intact paperclip.
I mean, I was more just talking about like
'Cause
just seeing the size of it.
The diameter of your pee hole.
paperclip get lost immediately.
Oh.
Yeah.
There ain't no. I'd be concerned about trying to fish that thing back out.
That makes sense.
Put a string on it or something. So this feels kind of good, honestly. This feels like I'm being more honest on this show.
You're doing it.
Than I've been in a long time. There's maybe a catharsis to letting people know that your piss is thick and that it has increased the diameter of your urethra.
Pee hole.
Pee hole is the proper.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got to stop with all the technical
Yeah.
terms. That's what's holding you back, man.
I think you're
and
right.
you know, a guy like you living in a place like this, that's not a guy that says urethra and
Guy says piss,
urinate.
guy says pee hole.
Guy that says piss and shit.
Thick. And you guys say bitch right at the beginning.
Yep.
Right up front.
Yep.
You guys are saying bitch. You're screaming. Someone's screaming.
Oh, it was probably me.
No, it's Natalie.
Oh,
She's saying ranch.
He's talking about our opener, our opening sequence.
Do you feel, Tina, that you leaving to take a shit in most episodes is a benefit to the show, that is part of the magic? And I guess, Libby, I'll ask you too, because then you're left to fill.
I'd
Right,
like-
I have to take care of business.
I'd actually now. I mean, I don't know if I can do this because this is a rectangle.
You can go take a shit.
No, I don't. I'm not shitting in that bathroom today. Okay, mark my fucking words.
Well,
I'm
it's-
not getting up from my seat.
It's covered in thick,
Very thick
piss.
piss. Well, no, I'd just like to know if I could steer the conversation for a moment. I know that you're leading
please.
this discussion.
No. I'm here to learn from you.
All right, great. So I would like to hear your opinion on that first, Libby. As my co-host of the podcast, what do you think? Do you think that me getting up to shit adds anything to the magic? And then I'm going to tell you my reasoning behind it and what's going on through my head.
I think it helps for a healthy reset. And for me, it really gives me, excuse me, a time to shine. Unlike what that dog's letting me do right now.
Yeah, dude.
It gives me a time
Go take
to
a
shine.
shit.
Yeah, take a shit on the floor, bro.
Yeah.
It's scary, though, and it's invigorating when she leaves. Because it's not a one-person podcast. It's a two-people podcast.
Yep.
And when she leaves me, it is scary.
Sure.
It's terrifying.
Has it gotten easier over the years?
No, it's just as scary, just like the first time.
Every time.
And when I hear that toilet flush, because it's a very loud flush, and
she hears me scream.
I'm aware because typically the flush is called out.
and when she exits so quickly that I don't know if she's washed her hands, then I know we're back. We're back.
It is an interesting amount of time that you are gone. Because if you said, I have to go do something, the time it takes you to come back, I would never have guessed.
That I was shitting?
Yeah.
Because you think it's quick?
I think it's very quick.
Yeah. Well,
That's a good diet. That's a good diet. Gotta be.
I wouldn't say it's a good diet. I would say it is a diet fueled by a lot of caffeine, and caffeine generally will just kind of blast it out of you. Like there's times that I'll wake up in the morning and I won't even eat. So by the time I have my cup of coffee, And what I mean by cup of coffee is this large
44 ounces.
44
Yeah.
ounce
Big gulp of coffee.
big gulp of coffee that I haven't eaten for probably close to 10 to 12 hours at least. And somehow this caffeine is just getting this shit out of me, essentially. You know, and it's like,
cleanse.
well, I can't just hold it.
Well, and
I
you
am
should
not a
have to.
holder.
And I am a holder.
Libby holds her shit.
This is a subject I've never
It's probably shame.
approached. Oh, absolutely. I would prefer that people think I don't shit. That's
Same.
not something my body does.
Yeah, but then like everyone would feel bad for you because they'd know something's wrong.
And I mean, if we're being open here, it's not an unenjoyable experience.
That was really brave of you to say.
Thank you.
I mean, I would never say that taking
was
a shit
really
is
brave.
enjoyable because that is kind of creepy. But
Yeah.
that was
I
brave
mean, I
of you to
did
say
look
that.
at you and be like, oh God, look at this guy with this weird.
No. And this is my greatest fear. This is my greatest fear that I.
Oh God, he's got a weird cardigan on and there's just a
the
whole vibe.
The vulnerability is great.
Yep.
You took it to a level though that was nobody could relate. Nobody could. What's the word? Empathy.
Empathize.
That word.
Because nobody else takes a shit and goes, "This is great."
Well, they
I'm
might,
loving
but
this."
nobody's going to say that ever.
Nobody's gonna say I found that rather enjoyable.
Nobody's going to say,
about-
I loved when my butthole opened up wide for that turd to drop out. Nobody's going to say that.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of videos where people, well, not this last part, but they say I loved when my butt opened up wide. So
Really? I think you're
they're
lying.
called gape videos.
Gaping,
Oh.
yeah. Love a good gaping.
Never seen a gape video.
You never gaped before?
I'm sure I've gaped for sure. I shit in my boyfriend's hand. You think I didn't gape during that moment? Probably did.
And you can talk about that kind of
Have
stuff
to.
loud?
I have to talk about it or I'll explode
Okay.
or I'll die.
Courtney, of course, is my lover. She's my beautiful, perfect lover.
How long have you guys been lovers?
6 years? 6 years, I believe.
That's great.
I don't think we do anything that weird.
Oh,
Do you
so
ever-
gaping's weird?
No, I didn't think so. Is it that weird? Is that
That's
weird?
not weird.
No.
I'll gape for her. I'll obviously there's a sounding is a big thing for us because of the immense size of my urethra.
sure.
But I'll keep thinking on it. I'll try to find something that's a little on the strange side because I don't want to explode either. I'm not looking to explode unless perhaps it's with cum. Is that good?
Yeah.
Is that good?
I'm so glad you didn't say semen.
I would never. Not anymore.
He loves to come with semen.
oh God.
He loves to explode
boy.
with seminal fluid.
Yeah.
Semen's not. You don't really hear semen
a
much
seminal
anymore.
wind.
Are you ready for my semen on your face?
Hey, get over here. I've got a present for you. It's a little baby bit of semen. Give it it's like,
Yeah, take daddy's semen, won't
Oh,
you?
yeah, take daddy's cock. His semen's everywhere.
His urethra's huge right now, it's just flowing out.
It just falls right out. A baby bit of semen is an interesting way to put that. Is that it's just the weight of a newborn baby? The contents.
No, I was more meaning like a little nibble at first, and then it kind of blasts out.
Well, that's how you could nibble. It is thick as hell. A lot of fluids in me are
Thick.
real thicked up.
You think you have rigor mortis?
Yeah, you could
Early
have.
Was that?
Onset?
Oh,
You
is
could
that?
have-
Oh, I didn't even know that could happen to you. Early onset rigor
yeah.
mortis. Shit.
yeah.
Maybe.
It's arthritis, is what it is.
Early onset rigor mortis.
Yep, you could have that.
Something will happen on your show that I can't make heads or tails of. I'm listening to this thing. I'm freaking in the woods. I'm lost as can be. Libby's talking. Tina takes a hike or something. All of a sudden, this doctor's there for the next 10 minutes. Friggin' dentist or something.
Or just some other person.
All kinds of people. And I'm over here going, I can't make heads or tails of this. Not that long ago, both of you took off. Now I'm on an airplane or something. What the fuck's going on?
Well, we have partnered with a podcast company that sends different people in there when we are fatigued.
Yeah, if we're ever fatigued, they just send someone in.
Greta Thunberg was there before.
No shit. She just got arrested.
Thunberg. Did she really?
Yeah.
For what? Being fucking cool?
Protesting. She looked cool in the picture.
Yeah. So some simpletons can't understand what improv is. And maybe you're one of those simpletons.
It's actually us doing it. We're doing different characters. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Tina,
Get the fuck out of here.
Tina never leaves.
No.
See, if you watch on YouTube, you can see that she'll change her voice a little bit more. Instead of being like, "Hi, I'm Tina Dybal," it'll be
Right.
like, "Hi, I'm Dave Ramsey."
Yeah, something like that.
Dave Ramsey? No. You were being Dave Ramsey. Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's like pretending when you're a kid.
Holy shit.
You're like, "My mommy loves me. My mommy doesn't hurt me. I love my mommy." That kind of thing.
Oh, man.
That was.
I would. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this
so,
opens up a whole new world for me.
do you ever improv? I bet you probably improv with your friends and you don't realize it. Or
I don't think so.
If you don't have friends, maybe your family or something. You know, it's like, have you ever like made fun of something or made fun of maybe someone and done a character voice or something
sometimes
like that?
I'm mean to our guests.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll say mean things. That's not really, I guess, pretending.
What do you say? Like, "I'm gonna squirt some semen on you."
I'll tell them to shut up. I'll tell them that I didn't listen to their songs. I'll tell them that is this new? Did you make this new record because you thought your first record was bad? Things like that they don't seem to like. But maybe now, maybe I could be like, "It's me from the record company."
Yep.
And you fucking suck or something like that.
That
Do
would
it
be
like
really
that.
cool.
Yeah, that could soften the blow if you. And the question that I would actually ask you, as I wouldn't necessarily say a pro podcaster, but I would say a seasoned podcaster,
Certainly.
is why are you having people on your show that you don't like their music? That's something that I would maybe ask you.
Or is this just when friends come over?
Just for a parasitic relationship.
Oh, got
to
it.
just
Okay.
Try and,
Sure.
suck out their fans, I guess. Try and just cling and crawl and hope that a few of them will come over and like it. But then I'm realizing that they probably won't like when I say mean things to them.
Sure.
But you could fix it by saying "and cut" at the end of whatever you're doing. Then they'll know. Oh, he was
doing an
just playing
acting thing.
playing
Give a little look to the camera.
Yeah.
Give a little. I mean, there's no camera, but like I could just look over kind
Right.
of and be
Yeah.
like, "Bah, I'm just fucking around."
And then
you
be
know?
like, "What's up, guys? It's me, Matt." And then hug them or something.
that kicks
Maybe
ass.
hug your guest. I would say that's always a good option.
And you don't.
Do something like
you
that.
don't ever have guests, or very rarely.
Pretty rarely.
That's cool. And is that like that you feel you're good enough to maintain a show? You don't need some shit ass local band coming in there and being like, "Ugh."
Well, there's that, but there's also we don't have room at the table,
Yeah.
and we mean that metaphorically and the other word that's not metaphorical.
Figuratively. We mean it literally and figuratively. And literally, there is no room at the table. And figuratively, there is no room in our hearts.
Speaking of tables, I'm a beaver. I'm gonna eat it, or fuck it, or maybe.
Yeah, but you do something sexual. People love that.
Oh, okay.
and it's me, your beaver wife.
I'm a beaver, but not the animal. I'm a big pussy, and I'm gonna eat the fucking. I'm gonna fuck the table, and then someone come eat me. I'm a pussy.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Oh, and then sorry. It's me, man. I'm messing around.
But you got to say and cut.
Fuck.
Okay.
Or in scene.
Do you mind
Yeah.
if we? Do you mind if
And
we?
scene.
What did you said? Table, and then I go.
I said a table. You go, speaking of table, I'm a beaver. I like.
Oh man, you talking about tables over here? I'm a fucking beaver. I fuck tables, and let me remind you, I ain't the kind of beaver chewing down a tree. I'm the kind of beaver put your fucking cock in, come fucking fill me up, come inside me. I fuck this table. You come eat me. And scene cut.
That was incredible.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Another way you could end it is sort of take a pause and then say, cut to 2 years down the road when these two beavers are in, doing something.
Oh, lesbian stuff.
Yeah, like
two
lesbian.
beavers. Fuck yeah.
Licking each other off.
Okay.
You can do that. Yeah, you can totally do that. I don't think we don't have guests because I think we would have guests later on, but it just doesn't make sense right now for
How
us.
long you been doing this thing?
4 years, a little over.
4 years.
Yeah.
What's later on? What's later than 4 years? What are you talking about?
4 years and 1 month, maybe.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, maybe when we have more room, when we're making some fucking money.
Got a bigger
dough.
table.
Yeah, when we're making some paper.
Maybe we get Joe Rogan in there. I don't know.
He asks all the important questions. And there's no, that's fine. You're okay. You're allowed to ask a question. That doesn't mean anything bad. If you were to say, did this man do a horrible thing? That's not saying, if you say, is this virus fake made, man-made, and actually not real? That's actually kicks ass. That's actually cool.
No, you're not a bad guy just for asking.
And I've learned that about Joe, and he gives everyone a voice, and I think that kicks ass. And he is on my list of cool guys of podcast. Is that him right now coming in? Hey guys, it's me, Joe Rogan.
Whoa.
I'm so excited to have Slop City on my podcast. I was actually wondering, what's the deal with fucking titties, man?
The titties are great. What's your problem with them?
Is that true? Titties give you cancer?
They can give you cancer, and actually, so can male titties.
Yeah.
Now, and that could be any titty, not just one caused to be bigger by Risperdal or whatever medication.
Which is an antipsychotic.
I don't take medication. I don't take no medication. I just, you ever heard of UFC?
Yeah.
That's me.
You're a UFC
I'm
guy.
UFC. Yeah, that's me. And I actually, sometimes what I'll do, I'll get real close with a guy, fighting him. I'll touch his titty. I'm real scared I got cancer.
You ever kiss him?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, you kiss your friends, you fuck your friends, come
everywhere.
come pussy titties, you know what I mean? Afraid I got cancer, though. I'm bald? That seems fucked up. I shouldn't say that. That seems a little too fucked up.
But you're saying about yourself. That's
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I don't think it's a problem that you're bald, Joe. I think, honestly, for you, it's just about maximizing speed. And that means, if you're walking in an airport, you're going to move quicker because you don't have hair on your head. So it makes sense to me because you're a big speed guy, not the drug.
That was DMT, I think, is what I do.
Yeah. I'm confused on what you do. I think a lot of people are.
I'm very, popular, I think.
Are you the most popular podcast in the world?
That's true. Is this my voice? Was this my... This is hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
This certainly wasn't. And seen and cut, and we're done. And 2 years later...
We're in Joe Rogan's studio.
I'm fucking this beaver or something. And that's a callback
too. Wow, that's like
Sure,
double.
yeah. No.
That's a double whammy.
What is Randy?
He's our producer.
What is he?
He is a person, human.
He's our Joe Rogan.
Well, he would be
Look at Jamie.
Joe Rogan's producer.
He's a Jamie.
Oh, Joe Rogan's people.
I listen to it every episode. Yeah. The
Okay.
whole
So-
Jordan Peterson. Oh man, such insight.
Cool. Yes, Randy is our Jamie.
That's cool. So you could say something insane that certainly isn't true, and then go, Randy, look that up. Randy, look that up.
We do some of the looking up too, because Randy's keeping track of a lot of things.
He used to look it up, but now we're the ones looking it up.
Yeah, now we have a keyboard and a thing, so that we can look stuff
What
up.
is a thing? When you say thing,
A mouse.
Yeah.
oh,
Keyboard, mouse pad, and then we've got a little TV screen in this little area over here.
The mouse pad is the most important, though.
what is it? What's on it?
It's just a black
plain.
mouse pad, just kind of standard run of the mill.
That's upsetting.
Amazon.
That's-
It's an Amazon Basics mouse pad. It's not an Amazon Basics mouse pad, but it is.
You ever see those ones got an anime lady on there?
Yeah.
You put your wrist right in her cleavage.
No.
Yeah, they got
Wow.
that.
Oh, I'm sure there's guys freaking jacking off to that.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then
Maybe
you-
gals too.
you
I
could-
mean, people, whatever.
Thank you. This is a progressive podcast. You be jacking off to what's on your screen. You look down, then there's still something to jack off to, no matter where you look, and I think that's a positive. It is a video podcast. There's a video element to the podcast. It's on YouTube. You've got a set. You've got kind of a Twin Peaks Red Room vibe going on. What? Just from your perspective, how do you feel about the set?
I love the set.
Yeah.
It's different. It used to be just in a corner of the room, and now it's might as well be on Broadway with those red curtains, you know?
It's progressed a lot. I mean, from where we first started, we had like moving blankets hung on the wall and just a camera at our profiles. Just one camera at both of us sitting across from each other of a table.
At approximately 8 to 10 feet away from us.
Yeah.
Little tiny, just little specks on the screen.
Just little.
Everything that was going on down here, you could see.
Right.
No one needs to see that.
Yeah. Because you'll explain it.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
Theater of the mind. Well, and I, you might not be aware of this.
Uh-oh.
Let me
Here it
run
comes.
you through your top 3 most viewed on YouTube. Slop City Podcast, Hampton Inn. Slop City
That was
Podcast,
on the road last year.
Smoker's Paradise, I believe,
Wow.
is just outside of
And those aren't even on the set.
Slop City Podcast, Green Room Hang.
Fucking unreal. The top 3 most viewed are not on our actual set.
No.
That means we don't need Randy.
That means we can kill Randy.
All of those have the worst sound quality, though.
Is that what people want?
I
No.
don't. Maybe they just want to see us out there just slubbing it up.
Do you know what I think it is? I think the algorithm, when it sees that we're not in our regular spot, jacks it up and puts it in more people's recommended. That's what I think.
Maybe it's the thumbnail, though. Maybe people are like, "Wow, look at that! They're in a very exotic place." Maybe they think
Like a
we're-
Hampton Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and have you been in a Hampton Inn?
Oh, I could never.
It's nice.
You couldn't afford it. Is what you're
No.
saying?
Yeah.
There's no way.
No, for sure.
I've seen a Hampton Inn.
Right.
I've walked in the lobby just to go, holy shit.
Sure.
But they're kicking, they're getting me right out of there. You can tell someone walking into a Hampton Inn, that desk clerk, you go, you're not Hampton Inn material. You get out of here.
Yep. They'll ask you for your key card.
And I smell the breakfast or something. I'm like, maybe I could just get in there. He's kicking my ass,
Right.
Yeah.
So I've had my ass kicked in a Hampton Inn parking lot, but I've never stayed in a Hampton Inn.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
we can only hope you'll get there one day.
I cannot believe that our most viewed are not in the studio.
It's honestly pretty embarrassing.
We're supposed to look at our metrics, right? We're supposed to look at that stuff and be like, what's making this podcast grow? And we're not looking at it. And it's unfortunate that we had to find out this way that we have to leave Randy.
Well,
I didn't know this was going to happen walking in. This is kind of crazy. Have you already called him and told him?
I didn't even know what Randy was. So no, that's safe. That's for you to handle.
Yeah.
But I think perhaps maybe you change those red curtains for a green screen.
Green screen and just
Throw up a Hampton Inn back there.
Right.
Or a porch.
a porch.
I have a question.
Please.
Why does a green screen only work on a green screen? What is the deal with that?
Green is a color that is not found in skin tones.
Really?
Yes.
What about the Incredible Hulk?
Yeah.
Or
Bruce
Shrek.
Bannon. Shrek. Michael Myers.
Well, I'm not, and I don't want to. I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm not trying to be offensive to
You about to make fun of fat people?
green-skinned individuals,
Right.
But I I feel that once you are affected by gamma radiation, in my opinion, you're not what I would call exactly human.
Okay.
Shrek is an ogre.
Right.
And I'm not trying to say anything like crazy. I'm not trying to be like canceled. But I think ogres. Look at the crime statistics. Just look at the statistics. Numbers don't lie, okay? And do your own. You know what? Do your own research. Honestly, do your own research.
I'll do it.
Is what I'll say about ogres. And what? And
You've based your opinion on ogres though on one ogre.
it's all the ogres I've met. All the ogres I met. Friggin'
Do you
screaming.
even know any ogres though?
I seen a movie.
I've actually never met an ogre, but I have been called an ogre. So I think,
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
it's all good. But is that really it? There's no green in your skin? Did you know this?
I just knew that it just works. And you can also use blue. There's blue screen too.
Really?
Same reasoning.
But you can't wear a green shirt.
Because then it'll turn into the weather.
Yeah, it'll turn into the weatherman.
Because then the weather will just be on you.
On your blouse.
People asked for the news, not the weather.
Right.
I wonder if that's why green is my favorite color. Because it's not found in people's skin.
It's the furthest from people.
Yeah,
Maybe.
could be.
Makes sense to me.
I just think it's interesting though that they had to make the entire Incredible Hulk series without a green screen because there's no way they could have.
I guess you go blue. I guess that's why you may have a blue screen.
Right,
so you can
you're
make a Hulk movie.
You-
I bet his pecker's pretty weird looking.
The Hulk?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet it looks like a poster. Like if you order a big poster and it comes in that nice little tube.
Uh-huh.
Bet it's looking like that. In terms of length
Gotta be
and
a
girth.
length in terms of length.
Girth, you think it's pretty girthy?
I think so. I think that thing's veiny as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
Because
some
the whole
fan
body
fiction.
was affected, not just his arms and legs.
How does teeth get bigger? I can buy that your skin expands, your muscles expand, your teeth. I ain't buying that. His teeth should stay small and spaced out. He should have little tiny teeth inside his mouth.
You're right. And then when he goes back, then it
all comes
Yep,
together.
comes together.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So then when he comes back, he barely has any muscles too.
And he's like with braces, he's like, oh, my teeth hurt.
right.
This is sore. I couldn't eat a sandwich right now if I wanted to.
Yeah, he's like, oh God, it feels like I flossed forever.
Do
You
you
know
think-
that pain when you floss sometimes?
Do you think
Not
his
really.
sperm cells get bigger?
Oh, they're coming out of there like tadpoles, man.
I would think that's actually who you need to really look to for advice on your sperm because that's probably some really thick,
I bet
not
you,
necessarily sperm, but cum.
cum jizz,
The
yeah.
fluid, yeah.
I bet you could keep a Hulk individual. Is it an individual? Is a sperm? That's a sperm. But you could keep it as a pet.
You probably could.
Give it a little pat on the head.
Oh yeah, put it in
don't
your
put
fish
him
tank.
don't put him in with a beta fish though, because beta fish cannot stand.
I only get alpha fish. So,
Sweet.
Tina, can I back up a second, please?
Sure,
You said you know how it hurts after you've flossed a lot.
you don't floss.
That's okay, because I said no.
Yeah.
And I was worried that seemed like I implied
That you don't
no,
floss.
Tina, I floss enough, so that doesn't happen to me. What I meant to imply was I don't floss, so I wouldn't know about that.
Sure.
And it would have bothered me for the rest of my days that you thought that I was trying to imply that you don't floss. But you're my guest here, and I think that your hygiene is honestly wonderful. Even though I have heard you say that it's not
Thanks.
many times on your podcast.
Are you asking to smell my pussy right now?
There's no need to ask.
Because I can
She
smell
probably smells like an onion.
Oh, now you know who'd like that.
your lover.
Shrek.
Courtney?
Shrek loves onions. You're right.
Shrek?
When we leave here today and Courtney comes home, she'll be like, Did you caramelize some onions today?
What are you cooking in here? Do you think it's a funny thing when people put like onion and garlic in a pan and people go like, that smells great. What are you cooking?
I don't think it's funny. I think it's magnificent.
Yeah, I have a genuine question. Like when I smell an onion and garlic being marinated together and, just really becoming one in a pan, yeah, I'll generally ask what you're cooking. Or I'll say something of the like, God, I fucking love onions. Oh, I love the smell of onions. I'll say something like that. Now, if my father was around, he would pick up a piece of the raw onion and just eat it.
Chomp an onion. I feel like it's garlic and onion feel like a smell like a completed dish, and that's a strange. Like it seems people tend to think that you're much further along in the cooking process. That something is, that's almost done. It smells so good, but it's just those two things.
It's really the beginning of it.
It's the very beginning, and maybe that's the takeaway here, that I'm trying to get somewhere. I'm looking at a destination, and perhaps what I've learned from you is that the beginning was good too.
Right.
This podcast sucking was actually good.
Right.
And if I carry that forward into the era where I speak about my pussy, and my asshole,
Asshole's fine.
Stankhole, butthole.
and my scabby tits, I don't think that's
Yeah.
just me. I don't
That's
think
a
you
new
guys
one.
have ever said that.
No, but we should.
No,
Scabby tits.
yeah, we haven't said that one.
Okay.
You keep that for yourself.
Thank you.
I think you should keep that for yourself because I think that kind of leans into like what your pepperoni nipple kind of thing is about. And I would love to get to that at some point.
I do have a lot of nipple content. That's true. And I'll tell you, it doesn't come up on the podcast very often.
Really? Well, I think people are. Here's probably what I think's going on. I would imagine there is a sect of people that are watching it, and and they're not getting it.
I think that they also don't go, I want to hear more from this guy. I don't know what this guy has to say.
I think there is a sect of people that think maybe it's real.
Can I tell you? I did talk about it not too long ago, so I won't dwell on it too long. But
Yeah, but we want to know.
Hey, you're all I care about right now. Blinders on, man. It's Slop City's in my heart. So I made one, which you guys know you make content, and then sometimes you basically make the exact same content because it did well one time, and you don't know what to do. So you go, let's do that same thing again. But the first time I made one where nothing really happens, my nipples are just very large, and I'm dancing around, whatever. And the comments clearly thought this was real, and it got into a weird, like, someone would be like, you're fucked up, you're disgusting, put a shirt on. Very funny. But then someone else would go, hey, leave him alone, he can't help it. I don't know what to do, right? Because I can't, like, they're being so nice and kind, I feel like it's deflating to them for me to come in and go, hey, dumbass, it's not real. So I just kind of let it happen and felt conflicted about it.
Now, what program are you using to
Definitely paint.
enlarge
This is where I pop my shirt off and you learn.
enlarge your nipples?
Primarily After Effects, Adobe After Effects.
Okay.
Tina's a big After Effects guy. She's going to go home tonight and try to do that.
Tina, I'm going to thank you for saying, what program do you use? Unlike all the comments that say, what filter is this?
Oh, to get the nipple of that size,
Yeah.
and to have it not just be extra large, but to have it
It's
be where
stretching, it's
you can pick
contracting.
it off.
Fly off.
Fly off. That apparently, you go on TikTok, you search flick off your nipple. That I guess there's a filter in there, according to a lot of users.
Wow.
So, and the song that you use every time you do it
yeah.
is it's a Brantley Gilbert
Yeah.
song. Is that correct?
I have the vinyl right over there. Yeah. Just like kicks ass.
Now, the song or both of them? You're a big Brantley Gilbert guy?
Huge BG fan. I like that the song is about how, I don't know if you've ever heard the second verse.
The first is somebody better call the law.
Yeah. The first verse about, I guess, beating a man mercilessly because he hands a woman a bad thing. And then when the cops come, he says, put me in cuffs. Go ahead. And actually, then he tells the judge he would do it again when they try to let him out. He says, I'd do it again. Second verse is about a guy breaks into someone's house. He shoots him dead, kills him. But Brantley do the same thing. I think that kicks ass. I think that's awesome.
That is, I think he should be held in contempt of court. When he says that, I'd lock him back up. We don't need people like that out on the streets.
Brantley seems to agree because he says, "Hey, put me in cuffs, lock me away."
Can I tell you something about Brantley Gilbert?
You can tell me anything you want about Brantley Gilbert. All the information I can get about Brantley, I put it in my little journal.
So last year, me, Libbie, and company, when we were on the road, we did Chelsea, our friend that we open up for, Trailer Trash Tammy, was doing this festival called Tailgates and Tall Boys in Bloomington, Illinois. And I was listening to, Brantley Gilbert was one of the headliners.
That checks out, yeah.
And I was working the merch booth, hanging out with Beth, Chelsea's sister, our tour manager, merch person, everything. And I looked over at Beth and I was like, can you believe this? This guy's just singing all these Jason Aldean songs. So embarrassing. I mean, that's literally what his entire set has been. He's just singing all these Jason Aldean songs. Like, what a nerd. And I'm not sure who or what or when or why or who corrected me, but they did. And at least they had the decency to kind of quietly tell it to me and pull me aside. Like, psst, hey, Tina, Brantley Gilbert wrote all those songs for Jason Aldean. Brantley
He's
Gilbert,
the real one. He's the real one.
He's the real Jason Aldean.
He's the, yeah.
And I
pull the mask off.
Oh, I felt like the dumbest person in the world.
Did you take a moment to go up and apologize to him?
Oh, absolutely not. No, I didn't. But I mean, I was close to letting that form my opinion for the rest of my life without doing any research. And I think that
I'm glad you came around, and now you're a big Brantley fan.
Oh, I would say I'm a big BG fan.
Just as I am.
Oh yeah.
Wow, they're definitely going in the journal immediately as soon as we're done. And I guess were there any other tips you had for me? Because I'm feeling pretty. I can't talk very well either. That's another problem with the pod. I'm feeling pretty solid on everything. But if there's any parting wisdom or
We're already done?
how long you want to go?
We usually, when we're guests, we're due to 3 to 4 hours.
Just
kidding. I was just in scene.
And scene.
that was the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to say something about that, some wisdom that I have. I am a huge fan of a roast. I love a roast on myself, on my friends, something like that. So maybe if you could find a way, I think this will help you, to do your little jokes with your friends when you're like, oh, hey, you know, like your fucking music sucks. You should get jumped, get your fucking ass beat, or whatever you're saying to your friends that's making them so uncomfortable. I think there's a way to maybe kind of roast them and make it loving, but so they know that you listened to the music or something, but maybe that you didn't enjoy it all the way.
Okay.
Maybe there's a way that you could be like, sounds like a fucking Rod Stewart song. You know, make a little roast. Because I'm a big fan of roasts. I think it shows love, and it's there's nothing greater in this world than when someone really roasts you, you know, or when you really get someone so hard that they begin to laugh at themselves or something like that.
Or you could maybe take one of their songs and start singing it. Be like, look at me, I'm singing let's go on down to the pub. Like if that was
Yeah.
their song. That's not one of their songs, so I'm not sure who you're talking about, but you can maybe start singing their song.
Yep.
Because we like to roast each other by doing each other's bits.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it's
a bit is a joke.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
a bit's a joke
that we do on stage.
that we would do on stage as stand-up comedians.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I've had friends that aren't even stand-up comedians come to me. Oh, that was salami. I've had friends that aren't even comedians come up to me and begin reciting my jokes, and that is a large form of flattery.
well, I guess I'll give it a try, you dumb bitch.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
That was a good one.
Okay, bye.
Fun and funny.